Today is the third Sunday of Advent. Our gospel text today is taken from Luke chapter 3, verses 10 through 18. The scene that Luke describes is a bit of a chaos. You've got three groups of people specifically named, and they're all fringe dwellers in Jewish society. First of all, the crowd almost certainly refers to peasants, people who aren't part of the mainstream. And then you've got the tax collectors, and these people were definitely not part of the mainstream. They were despised. And then you've got these people who are referred to as soldiers, probably almost certainly not Roman soldiers in the strict sense of that word, but ethnic Jews who did the bidding. They were sort of civil servants of the Roman bureaucracy. They all want John to tell them what to do. Tell us what to do. There's a high expectation, Luke says. The air is filled with expectation. This is a dangerous situation. The Roman authorities didn't look kindly on anything that might threaten the Pax Romana, the peace of Rome. John deflects the attention, therefore, from himself. He's not going to be any revolutionary. He's not going to lead the people anywhere. He points. His task is to prepare the way. First of all, the way of Jesus, but ultimately the Spirit of God, whom Jesus will bring. He will baptize with a spirit of fire. God's work is going to happen in and through Jesus. We are invited to participate in this work of the Spirit. We're not going to be in control. There's no imminent status quo about to be set up, the perfect society where nothing more needs to be done, where there'll be no more tragedy, no more problems, everyone will be in agreement. It's a journey. It's a process. And it's a process that is governed and driven by the Holy Spirit. And when we get on board, as Pope Francis says in Evangelii Nuntiandi, there is no greater freedom than that of allowing oneself to be guided by the Holy Spirit. Renouncing the attempt to plan and control everything to the last detail, and instead letting him enlighten, guide, and direct us, leading us wherever he will. This prompts memory of a very, very special moment in the Church's history, probably in the history of the world. It occurred on January the 25th in 1959, so it's almost to the day 62 years ago. Pope John the 23rd was with a group of cardinals at St. Paul's outside the walls. And he announced, and I can imagine John doing it in a fairly casual, even informal sort of way, that he was thinking of calling a council. And John says that the cardinals present greeted him with impressive, devout silence. It's hard for us at this point in time to appreciate the moment in which John announced the council. It was a moment in which things were settled. The church had solved all the big problems. There were no major heresies to deal with. So why would you call a council? Pope John then went on to indicate that those, the cardinals, those present and those absent, were all invited to submit a response that would let him know what they expected of a council and how it might best be run. John the 23rd recalled how few accepted the invitation, and almost all who did responded in a cold and formal language. Giovanni Battista Montini, who was then Archbishop of Milan, later to become Pope Paul VI, and later still to become Saint Paul VI, is quoted as saying to a friend of his, "This holy," referring to Pope John, "this holy old boy doesn't seem to realize what a hornet's nest he's stirring up." The friend, Father Luigi Bevilacqua, gave a very wise response. He said back to Giovanni Battista Montini, "Don't worry, Don Battista. Lascia fare. Let it be. The Holy Spirit is still awake in the church." Very wise, very prescient. But the Holy Spirit, as it were, is cut loose in the church. And it's a bit disturbing. We want to bring it under control. We want projects and structures and governance that are efficient and within our control. Now, the alternative is not no structure, no governance, no efficiency. The primary focus is the Holy Spirit. And the primary challenge is our ability to submit to the Holy Spirit, to not apply to the church the kind of processes of analysis and systemic organization that one might apply to BHP, for example. Church doesn't work that way. Modern Western people, us, don't take kindly to waiting. The microwave oven is a wonderful invention, but it's also a symbol of what we've come to expect from life. We like things to happen now, instant. We like not to wait. Maybe we've grown so used to this that we actually live with the illusion that we're in control. The implication of not needing to wait is the implication that actually everything's under our control. Everything will submit to us. This is an illusion. Sometimes it takes a serious life crisis to break that illusion, to bring us into what is real. Indeed, it's entirely possible that some of us never become real. The illusions live on, even when they've been badly damaged. Advent, this time of the liturgical cycle, is a beautiful opportunity to learn the art, the grace of waiting. Most of our life is spent waiting, after all. Waiting for, and, this is important, and waiting upon. It's not just about waiting for something to happen. That will lead us back into the illusion that we can make things happen and control everything. The waiting upon assumes our faith, our trust in the work of the Spirit in the present moment in a way that we will never control, that we'll never understand. Learn to wait.